What's up, new dads? Welcome back to the New Dad Fitness Podcast, the show dedicated to helping you, the modern dad, get fit, feel great, and be an even more energetic role for your kids. I'm your host, Trent, and today we're diving into a topic that's probably on a lot of your wrists, fingers, or even in your bathrooms. Fitness trackers and smart scales. These gadgets promise to unlock all the secrets of our health and fitness, but how much can we really trust them? And how can we use them as a tool without letting them become a tyrant? All right, let's get into it. Your digital accountability partner is your fitness tracker, right? Obviously, you got to take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. So you're probably seeing them everywhere. Apple Watches, Samsung Watches, Fitbits, Whoops, Oura Rings, all these things are incredibly popular. And for obviously good reason. They offer a ton of features that can genuinely help us on our fitness journey. But let's talk about the benefits first. What can these trackers do for us? So they can give us motivation and awareness. Just seeing your step count go up or hitting that daily activity goal can be a huge motivator. It makes you feel more aware about how you're actually moving or not moving throughout your day, right? It can obviously help you track your progress over time. These devices can show you trends in your activity, sleep patterns, and even in your heart rate. Are you consistently getting your workouts in? Is your sleep improving? That kind of data can be super insightful. It can monitor your heart rate. That's obviously a big one, right? Especially during your workouts. Understanding your heart rate zones can help you train more effectively, whether you're trying to build endurance or burn fat, right? Sleep tracking. Many of them will give you a breakdown of your sleep stages, REM, deep sleep, light sleep, and knowing if you're getting enough quality sleep can directly impact your energy levels and recovery, which is crucial when you're juggling work, family, and fitness, right? You can get these little reminders to move, which, let's be honest, we can get pretty glued to our desks or our couches. So those little nudges to stand up or take a walk are super helpful for breaking up long periods of inactivity. But here's the kicker, guys. Whilst these trackers are awesome tools, they aren't perfect, obviously. And it's important to understand their drawbacks and inaccuracies so you don't get too caught up in the fucking numbers, right? Heart rate inaccuracy, especially during intense or varied movements. The optical heart rate sensors on your wrist can sometimes struggle to keep up. They're pretty good for like steady state cardio and stuff, but something like a high intensity workout or like a weightlifting workout, they might not be spot on, right? A chest strap is generally more accurate for these, for like you tracking your heart rate, right? Calorie burn estimates. This is obviously a huge one. The calorie burn estimate you see on your watch are exactly that. It's just a fucking estimate. They're based on algorithms, your basic biometrics and activity data, but they can vary widely. Don't solely rely on your tracker to tell you how many calories you fucking burnt or how much you can eat. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Your body's metabolism is far more complex than any algorithm can fucking let you know perfectly, right? Step count quirks. When generally good, sometimes just moving your arm can register as a step, or pushing a pram might not register as many steps as you're actually taking. They're a good guide, but they're definitely not the truth, right? Sleep stage guesswork. While they can tell you when you fell asleep and woke up and give you an idea of restlessness, the accuracy of precise sleep stage tracking, like exactly how much deep sleep you got, is still a developing science for these wrist-worn devices. They infer it based on movement and heart rate. So what is the takeaway here? Use your fitness tracker as a guide, a motivator, and a way to spot trends, but don't treat the data as fucking gospel. Your body signals how you feel, your energy levels, and how your clothes fit are often more reliable indicators of progress than any single number that you can see on a screen. All right. Now let's get into smart scales and body weight and the number on the floor and what it really matters, right? That number on the floor, which is your body weight number, right? So let's talk about the other common gadget in many of our fitness arsenals, the bathroom scale, and specifically smart scales. For many of us, the scale is the first thing we look at when we're trying to get fit. And obviously, yes, tracking the body weight can be absolutely useful tool. It's used as a progress indicator. So for many dads and women, if your goal is weight loss, seeing that number gradually go down can be incredibly motivating. It provides a tangible measure of progress, right? It acts as a simple benchmark. It's a quick and easy, generally consistent way to monitor a trend. Weighing yourself regularly, e.g. once a week at the same time, can give you a good idea of your body's overall direction. So when I do stuff with my clients, I like to make sure that they take their, however many times a week I set their weight, their weigh-ins of the week, right? However many times I set it, I will make sure that they do it at relatively the same time of the week, and they will make sure that they've always done a wee before they get up. They do a wee, they don't drink any water, ingest any fluid, food or anything like that, and then they will weigh themselves. That gives me a very accurate representation of their body weight because I know that I can repeat those results, right? Obviously, things like food the night before, that's going to change some shit up. But generally, as a general rule for me, my clients, anytime I set them a weigh-in, it's after a wee and as soon as they wake up, all right? You can use these as an alert system. So a sudden or significant jump or drop in weight might signal something to investigate. Maybe you're dehydrated, or perhaps you've been a little off track with your nutrition. However, and this is obviously a huge however, there are also dangers in getting hung up on the numbers. This is where the scale can become more of a mental battle than a helpful tool. So daily fluctuations are normal. Progress is not fucking linear on a day-to-day. Your body weight can fluctuate by several kilograms in a single day. Why? Hydration levels, how much salt you've eaten, how much carbs you fucking stuffed in your gob, when you last went to the bathroom, even if you're holding onto some water after a tough workout. Stepping on the scale every single day can lead to unnecessary frustration and demotivation when you see those natural ups and downs. Obviously, the scale doesn't tell the whole fucking story. The number on the scale doesn't differentiate between muscle, fat, or water. You can be losing fat and gaining muscle, which is awesome, obviously, but the scale might not be changing much, or it could even go up. This is why solely relying on the scale can be incredibly misleading and disheartening. Mental health impact. Right? For some, the scale can be an obsession. Your mood for the day might be dictated by that fucking little number on the bottom of the floor, leading to feelings of failure or anxiety, or when you're making fantastic progress in other areas of your health. Remember, your worth isn't dictated by a number on a scale. Now let's talk about the smart scales. These go beyond showing your weight. They often claim to measure body fat percentage, muscle mass, and bone density, and they do this using bioelectrical impedance analysis, or BIA. That's a dog. Kid, go on, bugger off, shithead. Essentially, they send a tiny harmless electrical current through your body. Fat impedes the current more than muscle, so the scale calculates ratios based on how quickly the current travels. Whilst smart scales are convenient and give you more data points than a regular scale, it's crucial to understand that their accuracy for body composition, like body fat percentage, isn't super high. They have a highly variable readings. BIA is highly sensitive to hydration levels, skin temperature, and even when you ate last or worked out. The body fat percentage reading can vary widely from one measurement to the next within the same day, making it hard to trust the fucking number and it's being precise, right? It's more of a trend tool. Think of smart scales as giving you a general point of reference for how your body is progressing rather than precise measurements. If your body fat percentage is trending down over several weeks or months, that's a good sign. But don't stress if it bounces around from day to day, obviously, right? So my advice for the new dads and everybody listening out there is weigh yourself consistently. Pick one day a week, ideally in the morning after using the bathroom, before eating or drinking. Look for trends, not daily numbers. Focus on the weekly or monthly average. Is it moving in the direction that you want to? Use multiple metrics. Don't rely on the scale. How do your clothes fit? How getting stronger in the gym? Do you have more energy to play with your kids? These are often better indicators of true progress. Fucking take progress photos. They don't lie, right? Remember the goal. You're doing this to be a healthier, more energetic dad for you and your family, not to hit a fucking magic number. So guys, fitness trackers and smart scales are awesome tools when used wisely. They can motivate us, help us track trends, and give us a general sense of how we are doing. But they're not perfect, right? They're absolutely not perfect. And getting too fixated on their potentially inaccurate numbers can lead to frustration and derail your progress. Listen to your body. Pay attention to how you feel, your energy levels, and how your clothes are fitting. Combine that with the general trends from your gadgets, and you'll have a much more holistic and sustainable approach to your fitness journey. That's it for this episode of the New Dad Fitness podcast. A bit of a shorter one this week, actually, about 10-ish minutes. So if you found this helpful, please hit that subscribe button, and that's obviously on YouTube, and leave a like or anything like that. Press the follow button on Spotify. I don't use Apple because I'm a superior race Android user. Man, every time I say that, I feel like I'm just going to fucking lose a tremendous amount of people listening to this podcast because I keep saying it, but I'm right. So it doesn't matter. So thank you everybody for listening. I appreciate you all a lot. Make sure that you look after yourselves, look after your health, look after your family. And we'll see you all again in the next one. Adios. Bye.